Hello and welcome to Top Hat Chat live with me, Street, and Orb. Today on the channel, we are going to be discussing the top 10 best-selling games of all time and trying to figure out whether or not we think they deserve to have sold so many. We're taking the list from an article I read in about May time from IGN. Who compiled this list, so thanks to IGN for doing all the grunt work. There are a few bits in there that I'm not 100% sure about, and there's a few discrepancies in what's going on. But I suppose we should start with number 10 on the list, which makes things nice and easy.
Number 10.
Yeah, that's exactly how
Number 10.
Yeah, there's definitely YouTubey.
Yeah, you need the YouTube voice. If you're going to do the numbers in a list on the YouTube channel.
Do you want to do the numbers then?
Okay. Number 10.
There we go. Diablo 3. So Diablo 3 has sold apparently 30 million plus copies, which is ridiculously impressive for a game that not everybody really plays. It's quite a niche game.
I was really, really surprised by that placement for Diablo 3 because it's not. I mean, I know Diablo gets a lot of love. I did play a little bit of 1. I never played 2, which I've heard is the best one.
Yeah.
And I never played 3. I know it's very culty.
Yeah.
Like it's a cult classic series for the PC.
Yeah.
But then this was the first one that hit the consoles.
Yes. Yeah.
So that would have boosted it. From what I read as well, the numbers aren't exactly very well defined.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's also debated that Skyrim has sold the same amount as Diablo 3.
Yeah.
So it could be Skyrim, and I would not be surprised by that considering it's on so many platforms. You can play it on your fridge, you can play it on Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa, play Skyrim. There you go, everyone.
I'm glad I haven't got an Alexa in this room.
Everyone at home has.
IGN scored it a 9.5. I'm assuming that's out of 10. It's probably not out of 100. And it was released on the 15th of May 2012.
Yeah.
So it's a game that's been around for about 7 years, and I'm not really going to detail too much about when it was released now, but it seems to come into play a little bit later on as we go through our list.
Okay.
But yeah, should it be on the list? I mean, Diablo 3 is kind of the quintessential action RPG. It's a very, very solid entry, but it's incredibly niche for it to be number 10 on the best-selling games of all time.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very odd one, and like I say, I would understand it if it was Skyrim more.
Yeah, but very good game nonetheless.
Apparently so. I can't personally say because I have no real experience.
Well, it's decent. I've had some experience. It's good. Not an issue. So next on the list, are you going to do your number?
Number 9.
There we go. Is Wii Sports Resort?
Yeah, another surprising one.
Yeah.
I think what this list really shows you is the power behind the Wii in terms of sales.
Professionalism is.
And that's what I want. That's not what I got, was it?
It wasn't.
What surprises me though, it's the sheer selling power of the Wii. I mean, I know the Wii was a massive, massive seller, and everyone had it, and the Wii Sports Resort was kind of like the follow-on to one of the biggest selling games that will be coming up later on in the list.
Yeah.
So I can understand why so many people bought it. I just didn't. It kind of slipped my mind when I thought about what would be in the top 10. There was a few games that I would have had there, and I probably wouldn't have said Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, does it deserve to be in the top 10 best-selling games list of all time? Probably not.
No, I mean, I played a little bit of it. I didn't play much, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like a superb game, and I think that is the argument that could be made for some of the games that are coming up.
Yeah, I mean, IGN scored 6.5. I mean, this sold 33.9 million. Oh, sorry, 0.09 million units.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot cheddar for Nintendo right there.
Yeah. And considering it only came out on one console as well, whereas Diablo came across multi-plat.
Yeah, and again, you'll see, this is the power of the Wii. You'll see that coming through again and again in this list. The Wii for like single platform games is strong.
Yeah.
In terms of sales.
Yeah. I mean, it's an IGN score of 6.5. And I think as far as scores go, that's probably about fair. I mean, it wouldn't be what I would give it, but knowing that they're a big company that, and we know, can't get my words out, we all know what happens when big companies review games. They tend to be maybe slightly artificially inflated.
Yeah, of course.
So I was thinking 6.5 is actually quite low, considering that they would have had to have,
Nintendo probably didn't want to pay them. Didn't want to pay them.
Yeah, but they would have stopped selling them review copies and stuff like this, so they always have to be inflated in some way, shape, or form. Next game.
Number 8.
There we go. So, Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
This one is a less surprising entry.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart's a strong series.
Yeah.
It's sold a lot.
Good game.
But again, I think it's just a testament to how many people actually owned a Wii and the power of the sales of the Wii that it really had. I mean, Mario Kart Wii is a good one, but I prefer Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube.
It's a strong shout.
And I would prefer the eventual Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
It's not in my opinion, it's not the strongest entry. It's probably third, fourth in the list of, in my opinion,
best Mario Kart games.
So it is a surprise hit, and I think it's the only one on the list, which is, again...
Yeah. I mean, an IGN score of 8.9. Again, with IGN scores and stuff, always a little bit inflated. I think it's probably about fair. With total sales of 37.14 million. If you compare that to the one before, 33.09 million for Wii Sports Resort, it didn't sell that many more. Like, comparatively. It's a big jump in numbers, but
4 million increase.
Yeah, but it's not massive percentage wise.
No, probably.
And you kind of think the quality of the games, really?
Yeah. Again, it's not
sold that many more.
I think what you're going to see again a few times in this list is it's not necessarily the quality of the game. It's just the audience it reaches.
Yeah,
And
I suppose the Wii was targeted to be kind of a family console. They wanted the motion controls. They were very gimmicky, and I suppose motion controls won out in that generation. Next on the list is
number 7,
Super Mario Brothers, the original on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
This is not really a surprising one. Possibly one of the most popular NES games of all time.
It
was pretty much
one
everywhere.
of the most popular games of all time. Period.
Yeah,
it's iconic. It's the first true blue Mario Brothers side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah.
Excusing the original Mario Brothers game with the pipes.
The arcade.
Yeah. So it's truly an iconic, and it's so of its era. You think of NES, you think of that. Yeah. You hear as soon as you think of Mario here. You hear those opening notes from the first level. Yeah. It's such an iconic game. And this is one of the games that you're going to see, I think, that pop up a few times again in this list, certainly towards the top, where they're older games. So its actual true number of sales is quite hard to ascertain. Yeah. You got to think about the sheer amount of things that Mario Brothers has either been ported to, or transferred over to, and it's just genuinely generally available. And even
it's on the Wii U, 3DS.
It's even on web pages and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they say, I think it's they say 40 million plus.
Yeah, 40 million plus.
So it's hard to ascertain.
Yeah. Released in September 13th September 1985. So one of the more retro games on our list, I suppose.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With an IGN score of 9.0.
Oh, I'd be hard pressed to say for the era it's a 10. Yeah. It was so good. Yeah. For the era it has to be a 10. Yeah. To give it a retrospective score of 9 is I'd say is probably fair, but I'd maybe even push that 9.5. Yeah. It's true platforming genius.
Yeah, it's great. Next on the list.
Number 6.
So we have a collection of games here, as it has to be, with Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow and Green coming onto the list, with 45 million plus units sold and an IGN score of 10. So this game got a perfect score, according to IGN. And I think it's hard to argue.
Again, it's so of its era. It defined a generation of mobile gamers, but gamers in general.
Yeah.
Handheld gamers alike. It's so strong. It's one of the best JRPGs ever made. It was supported. It became a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
With its its music, its manga series in Japan, and eventually its anime, which was obviously a more like a Western style Japanese anime, which was always it was more accessible to the Western audience. There was a lot of people of that era's introduction to manga and anime.
And not just that. I mean, it was a lot of people's first entry into kind of JRPGs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've discussed this before. It came out on the Game Boy, and essentially, that was one of the reasons that the Game Boy sold so well.
Absolutely.
Everybody wanted Pokemon.
Everybody wanted Pokemon. And it still sells units today. Like, it still shifts consoles.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I am notorious on this channel for wanting a Switch, but I don't own one.
But not feeling the reason to buy one yet.
And then when Pokemon Sword and Shield come out, I think I'm going to have to buy a Switch.
Yeah.
I'm good because I need to play it. I love that. Admittedly, I lapsed when it comes to Pokemon. When it comes to like some of the later eras, like Black and White, and I never got on with Diamond and Pearl really, but I played them and everything since then, X and Y and stuff like that. But Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, whilst they're not the best Pokemon games, are probably the most iconic.
Yeah, I would agree.
And fully deserves its place. If not, I'd put it maybe higher. I wish it could be higher.
Yeah, it should have sold more units.
IGN gave it a 10, and what's the argument there?
It's really, really difficult to find any argument with a 10 score for Pokemon, the original Pokemon. I mean, the only reason you could drop it is comparing it to Gold and Silver. That'd be the only reason to even look at dropping it. It's definitely worth its place. And definitely worth its 45 million plus units sold. I would probably buy it again now, despite owning boxed copies of every single Pokemon game up until Crystal. I think if it came out on the Switch, I'd be buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's superb. It's just one of those absolute gems of a game, once in a generation. Yeah.
Right. Next game.
Number 5.
So this is getting into the realms of popularity now, especially with kids nowadays.
This is like fad kind of game. In maybe it's unfair to say that because I'm not young anymore and cool, and I don't play I don't play Apex, bro, and things like that, and League of Legends. I don't do it. I just don't enjoy those games. So it doesn't surprise me. It's just a bit disheartening that I see PUBG this high on the list.
Yeah. PUBG is a strange one. 50 million plus copies sold, which is ridiculous. It's the free-to-play versions aren't counted in this list. So there are free-to-play versions out there, and they're not counted. So just with that, IGN scored 9.5. I think that's bloody generous.
Yeah, I think I don't understand how it's achieved a 9.5.
It's only been about 6 months the game's been playable.
Yeah, I mean they've had to do a lot of updates and things, and I know a lot of people that sort of fell in and out of love with PUBG, and it's always vying for the top of the marketplace with Fortnite. But for me, I don't. They're not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the crazy figures, if you actually look into it, is PUBG Mobile actually has 400 million registered players. And so I think it's free. I think it's just microtransaction hell. So you can't include it in the list of top selling games. But 400 million individual players.
It's ridiculous.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Absolutely insane. Right. Next game.
Number 4.
So here we have another Wii game being entered in on the list, and it's Wii Sports.
I call shenanigans on this one because I don't think you can include it.
I think that IGN have been very, very generous in being able to include this on this, because what they also did was factoring sales of bundled games.
Yeah,
games that were bundled in with consoles.
I think that's a bit cheeky in my opinion.
Yeah. Released in November of 2006. with 82.86 million units or copies sold.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot, man.
It's a lot of games. IGN score of 7.5.
It's a classic. Don't get me wrong. Like, hours and hours and hours of my time has been spent on Wii Sports in my life. Admittedly, all around the time that it came out, because it was the in thing. It was everyone had a Wii. Like I said, this is the power of the Wii. Everyone had one. I mean, that's probably at least 80. I can't remember how many the Wii actually sold, but I imagine it's way over 82 million consoles.
Yeah,
it's a lot. And it was of its time, and I played it a lot, and it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
For what it was. The golf game was meh, but the bowling is iconic along with the tennis. Like, they are two pieces of a video game that you will forever see now linked with the very idea of video game. People will think of the Wii Sports Tennis and the Wii Sports Bowling.
Yeah.
Because that's how iconic that game was at the time.
Yeah.
So 7.5... Look, it's not groundbreaking. It's not an awesome game, but hey, it's good fun.
It was new. It was new and groundbreaking at the time. I mean, it's something that we hadn't really seen work effectively, and the simplicity of the game and the fact that Nintendo was smart and didn't try and overdo it, I think, made the game considerably more playable, and it kind of sung to its success, really. 7.5 I do think is a bit generous, but incorporating kind of how iconic it is, I think just iconicity bumps it up the list a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Still don't think it's supposed to be top 10 best-selling games of all time. People are missing out on some gems.
Well, yeah, but I think everyone kind of enjoys that. Oh, I've played a lot of games that other people haven't played and I really like it. It's like the cool band. It's like, I used to listen to them when no one knew who they were. It's like that sort of thing. People enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine, but not one of my top 10 games of all time. Next on the list.
Number 3.
Again, coming back into the realms of new, although it's not. I mean, 2013 is not a new game.
It's not.
September of 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I had no idea. I mean, I knew it was popular. I knew people were still playing it today. But 110 million plus units sold across, 5 different platforms?
Yeah, I mean, it came out big time on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I bought it for the Xbox 360.
So did I.
Then a couple of years later, it came out for...
the Xbox One and PS4.
Xbox One and PS4. So I bought it for the Xbox One.
Yeah, I did that.
And then it came out on PC, and I bought it for PC.
Yeah.
And it's one of those games, man. Like, I own 3 copies of that game. Like, 3 of that is me.
I mean, there aren't many games that are good enough that you'd want to do that, and Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of them. It's ridiculous.
It's an amazingly good game. Like, the single player campaign is absolutely top drawer.
Yeah. It's great.
It's a beautiful deconstruction of the times that it was 2013.
Oh yeah.
The sort of that early part of this era. The cult of celebrity and narcissism and Instagram and all that, it really did hammer home. It is a brilliant game.
So it's close. It's as close to a game I've ever seen as a work of art.
Well, it's generated over $6 billion in revenue, which is more than any other piece of media ever. Like, that's more than any film, any book, any piece of music. Anything. It's made more money than anything.
Yeah, and again, people are still playing it today, and they're constantly releasing free updates.
Yeah, well, GTA Online is a big deal.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's playability and the fact that they're raking in all this money and they're giving back. They could have released DLC, like ridiculous amounts of DLC.
They promised they would,
but they're giving free stuff away.
Yeah, but they promised they would for 5 and they didn't.
What heroes though? Giving stuff away for free is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, but I'm not a big... I was never big into multiplayer too much. So I wanted that single player expansion. I wanted the Ballad of Gay Tony. I wanted the Lost and the Damned. I think, is that what it's called?
I think so. The biker gang.
Yeah.
DLC. Yeah.
I wanted that for GTA 5, and I never got it.
No, it's disappointing, but yeah. So next on the list,
Number 2.
Oh, sorry, that was a 10 rated game as well.
Yeah, it was.
Well deserved.
Yeah, I can't argue.
Well deserved. Sorry, so, yeah, number
2.
Yeah, this is not surprising, because this game was an absolute phenomenon.
Yeah, it's a cultural zeitgeist. It's part of the cultural zeitgeist, for sure.
Minecraft, 176 million plus units. That doesn't include the 200 million registered free copies in China.
Why did they get it for free in China?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I considered moving to China just for that. If there's any more games that are there.
I don't think you could get many.
Yeah, so it originally came out in 2009, so it's had 10 years.
Yeah, it's been around a long time now. And I'd probably been on board with it since 2011, 12, 11. Days. Yeah, maybe even 2010. Really not long after it come out. Not to sound all hipster, I was playing it before it's cool. But I just found it out of sort of nowhere. I heard a few people were playing it, and I was like, "What is this? This is crazy!" Yeah. And then it just exploded. Like, it become the hugest thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, another game that is throwing out free content all the time.
Yes. And the mods are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that gives you so much more replayability.
Yeah, it gives you so much as far as community. You know, you can have your own servers and just have, play with your friends and do all sorts of stuff. It's been used as an educational tool in schools. You can create basic programming.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is absolutely ridiculous. For a blocky Lego game without the Lego tag, 176 million plus units is ridiculous.
It's because it captures that whimsical, childlike part of you where you're just like, I love the simplicity of it. Yeah. That's what's so awesome about it.
It's a very simple game until you start really, really playing.
Yeah.
And then you start learning that there is so much to do.
It's super accessible.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the biggest draw for it. It's super accessible, like across the spectrum of people that there are. Like, it's massive. Like, it captures old and young. It captures people from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of condition. Like even it's like a huge game in like the disabled community and things like that. I worked a lot in school, in education and stuff with people with autism. Yeah, and Minecraft's huge to them.
Yes,
and it's really useful because I played it as well. It allowed me to connect with them. Talking wise, and they can open up and be confident about it because they see everyone plays it. It's like, it was so amazing because it opened up a lot of avenues for people socially as well that normally wouldn't have it there. And this is just a computer game that we're talking about. It's a powerful thing.
I mean, for a game to be able to do that, I mean, that's the only game that you ever hear spoken about like that. I can't think of another one. Can you?
No, not really.
IGN score of 9.0.
Probably fair. There's a lot of things that annoy me about the game, so to speak. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect game, but...
Yeah, I mean, does it deserve its place on the 10 best-selling games of all time list? I think it does.
Yeah, absolutely, in my opinion.
100%. Right, okay, next game.
Number 1.
There we go. So, number 1 will not come as a surprise to most people, because I think this is relatively common knowledge about the amount sold. But Tetris.
It's an obvious one when you think about it.
Yeah. So it came out in 1984. It's the oldest game on the list, I think. Just trying to remember back.
Just double check. When did Mario 1 come out?
85.
So yeah, that is the oldest one on the list.
Yeah. So the oldest game on the list. What a ridiculous game Tetris is to sell 500 million plus units.
Again, simplicity.
Yeah.
It just goes across generations.
IGN score of 9.0, which maybe a bit higher than it should be. Would have been nice to have more music and other games of the time were doing it.
The one track it does have is...
Oh, it's incredible, yeah.
Well, the 2 tracks that
it's iconic.
Yeah, for sure.
But it could have had a bit more. I think there's a few faults in it. as far as what they could have done and what other games around at the time were doing. But you have to remember that this was made in Russia.
Well, no, it was made in the USSR.
Well, USSR, yeah.
No, it was, don't. It's the people's game, comrade.
Pedantics. And the guy that made it didn't earn a penny.
Yeah, it's the people's game.
Yeah. The game, every single penny or ruble from that game went to the USSR. Which is ridiculous. 500 million plus units.
Obviously, they're not earning anything on it now, but...
Well, you say that, but the Tetris company in itself made other games.
Yeah, true.
Tetris-style games, and have sold their rights to other developers to make different games, I'm pretty sure. It might have been them that did them all, I can't remember. There's quite a few of them. But it's on a ridiculous amount of platforms.
It's on everything.
Yeah.
It's on literally everything.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous.
I mean, now they've even released that new one. What is it? On the Switch?
Yeah,
Tetris 99?
Yeah, Tetris 99, which is the Battle Royale version, which
Well,
everybody kind of...
Tosh.
I went, what a ridiculous idea for a game. Are you serious? This is what you're doing with your time? Battle Royale everything. I hate you so much. And then when it came out and I looked at it, I was like, actually, it's done really well. It annoyed me at how well it looked, like how good it looked, and how well it was. How much people were enjoying it. It was great.
People looked like they were enjoying it a lot.
I mean, it's iconic, and it's been around for a long time. It's going to sell a lot. It's been ported to everything. And there is an interesting thing that was noted in this particular article, which is where we got a lot of this information, all of this information from IGN, which talks about free downloads. Can you see that from here? Second paragraph down from what we're reading off of there. Henk Rogers, the Tetris company's managing director, told VentureBeat Tetris has 425 million paid mobile downloads.
That's insane.
In addition to something like 70 million physical game sales.
That's insane. That's such a huge jump from number 2 to 1. Minecraft was only 176. Plus the 200 mil. And this is a cool 150 odd almost million more.
Yeah. I mean, how ridiculous is that? I mean, I'm not even sure what to say, but that is number one. I mean, does it deserve to be on the top 10 best-selling games list of all time? Yes.
Yeah,
I think it does.
Absolutely. It's too iconic.
I mean, I think the things that probably weren't, Diablo 3 over Skyrim. I mean, that was a close call, which we discussed at the start. I think Skyrim's probably the better game.
Yeah, absolutely, in my opinion.
So I think that probably could be sold. Wii Sports Resort definitely shouldn't be on that list.
Not out of the quality of it, no. I would agree with that.
I think there was another game that should have sold more, that deserves more to be on that list.
Yeah, I do. Like Bubsy 3D.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I enjoyed that.
I mean, a lot of the others were fairly placed.
Yes. Overall, yeah, I'd say probably.
Yeah, I mean, PUBG was...
Other than Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, I think...
It's a bit cheeky.
It's a bit cheeky to be on there, considering it was a packing game. Would it have sold anywhere near that amount if it wasn't a packing game?
Know.
No.
Probably not.
Probably not. And PUBG is another one. I think the only reason that it can be on that list was it was kind of the first game to do it.
Yeah, and the fact you don't pay for Minecraft, for Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite would have been... I'm pretty sure Fortnite sold more games than PUBG now.
Yeah, I'll be pretty certain about that.
More active players, I would have thought, at least. So yeah, Lion Secret says Medieval's nowhere to be seen. He's annoyed about that.
Yeah, where is Medieval?
Maybe not quite as popular.
It's not as good as you think it is. Oh, no, I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean, it is true that games that are good aren't necessarily the most popular games.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's not a single Final Fantasy on that list.
No.
And there are some great ones.
Where's Persona 5?
Where's 10?
Nowhere near that. 7 would be so far above it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, so there's some great games on that list. And a few that aren't so great.
Yeah.
And definitely shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. I think that's about it. Have you got anything else to say on this topic?
No, I think we covered that pretty well.
Yeah, I think we've done everything. So now it is time to spam our links.
Yeah, we're going to... Well, yeah, of course, if you really enjoyed this video and you've got anything to say about it, please leave a comment in the comment section below. We will try and read them and respond to them when we can.
Yeah. Also, a like does help.
Yes,
so if you liked it enough, give it a like. There's no harm in it, is there? Really?
No.
You can find us on Instagram. Just search for Top Hat Chat, as well as Twitter. You can find our names along the bottom of the screen. And we're about to head over to Twitch.
Unlike Ninja, who's heading over to Mixer.
Is he?
Did you not know this?
I didn't know this.
I was trying to be current, and I would thought you would have been up on this.
No, I missed this, but we'll be talking about that at twitch.tv/Top Hat Chat, where we will be playing Final Fantasy VII live for all of you. We'll be considerably more active with chat as well, so you can get involved in our conversation. And we also have a mystery box.
The mystery box.
We have a mystery box that was sent in by our resident mod over on Twitch, Lying Secret, which we will be opening at some point during that stream. But for now, we're heading over to twitch.tv/Top Hat Chat. Come over and join us. We'll be there for a considerable amount of hours. If you're watching this retrospectively, i.e. not live, and we are not over on Twitch, come and find us anyway. Give us a follow. Make sure notifications are turned on, and you'll be notified of our next stream. So you never have to miss one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that everything? Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay, brilliant.
Oh, and our Twitter handles there.
I did that one.
Good.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. That's everything. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Catch you later.